Hi everyone, Eugene here at Panasonic Europe, and in this quick video tutorial I'm happy to share with you 3 tips for taking stunning landscapes with your LUMIX L10. The first of the ones that I'm going to share with you is one of my favorites, which is allowing you to get high dynamic range images, and the setting is called bracketing, and I will just show you how you can enable that on the camera. Okay, so all we need to do is turn on the camera, then head over to the menu, and what you'll see here, the second camera menu here, will have 2 sub-menus. Others Photo 1, go in there, and then select the first option called bracketing. You can then go to bracketing type. So if you want to do like an exposure bracketing, which is the first option, you can do you can do aperture bracketing, you can do focus, and then white balance with the custom, and then we can turn it off. Specifically for this tip, I was referring to the exposure bracketing. So we're going to go and select that. Okay. And under more settings, we can actually select how many different shots are going to be taken. So actually, I like to start with 3, and then if I realize that that's not enough, then I can increase that particular number. So all we need to do now is come out of the menu. We have that enabled, and we're ready to take our shot. So I'm just going to point to my subject there. Zoom in a little bit, and I don't know if you heard that, but there were 3 separate shots that were taken, and if we hit playback, we can see this is the overexposed one, this is the underexposed, and this is the standard. And actually, since I haven't mentioned this at the beginning, I did that in a separate video, but essentially what this exposure bracketing allows us to do is to then take these images and combine them into high dynamic range image. So the camera doesn't do it automatically. You can do this by just enabling it, and then you have to use something like your photo editing app to merge them together. All right, so that's tip number 1. Let's move on to tip number 2, which is actually really close to that one, right after, called focus bracketing. So we're going to head into the menu. And actually, before we enable this and do another test shot, just like we saw that we could do multiple shots at different exposures so that we can combine them to get a better and higher dynamic range, what we can also do is take multiple shots at different focus points within the focal plane, and then combine them so that we can get a better depth of field, and everything from really close up all the way to the background far away is going to be in focus. So coming back to the camera, all we need to do is go to focus stacking, and then we have the possibility to start. That's actually going to be the last thing that we're going to do. What we want to do first is how many steps do we want the focus to be set at. So we're going to leave it at 5. How many images do we want to take? And then whether we would like to have a shutter delay, which is a great idea. So we're going to leave the settings as they are. We're going to select start. And now when we want to take our photo, again, what we want to do is select focus around subject, and then take a shot. Hopefully you are able to hear that. There are multiple images being taken. And then we also get a focus stacking in progress note. And if we click playback, we'll be able to actually see that. So you can see here it says picture group playback. We can look, this is the final one that's already composed. And if we go back, you can see here picture group playback, and then we get this icon here. And if we press down, we can actually go, you can now see we're in a separate menu. It says 1 out of 10, and we can go through all of these images, and hopefully you can see how the focus shifts, right? So from the first one, and then it comes really close, and then it goes all the way to the back. And the point of doing this was, again, we're just going to keep all of them. We're going to come out of this. There we go. And that allowed us to basically take the same image, different focal points, merge it together so we have everything in focus. So that was tip number 2, focus stacking. Tip number 3 was actually a setting that was also already shown under focus stacking, but I wanted to show you how you can use it if you're not using focus stacking. Let's say you're happy with just having one focal point, you're happy with the subject and the way it turns out, and that setting is the shutter delay. Okay, so to enable the shutter delay, of course, in our case, we already have it enabled because we have the focus stacking enabled. So we're just going to hit Q here to end that. We just got out of the focus stacking mode. And then all we need to do is have a look here on the rear cursor dial. We have the down key, gives us this timer. It's got actually a timer and multiple squares. That's actually the drive mode and timer setting. So just press that. Then go over to the right for the self timer. Select that. Basically, we just have to go up with more settings so we can select our desired option. And actually what I recommend is just set this to 2 seconds. So now when you enable that, hopefully you can see this on the screen here. There's a little icon of a timer with number 2. So if you want to take a photo now, let's give it a try. It takes a couple seconds and then takes a shot. So I showed you how to do it, but I realized I didn't tell you why you would do that. So obviously when you're taking landscape shots, right, you got a lot in your lens usually on your camera. And what you want to do is prevent any accidental, movement of the camera when you press the shutter. So get everything nice and level. Maybe you have a tripod ready. If you're shooting at anything less than 1/100th of a second when it comes to shutter speeds, it's very likely that you're going to have a little motion caused by you pressing the shutter. So this is where the shutter delay comes in really handy. You can press it, leave it, and then the camera will take the shot without any additional shutter motion. So that's it. Basically, the first one, we had a look at how we can set up the exposure bracketing. The second one was focus bracketing. And the third one was having the shutter delay. And this will really help you get those beautiful, stunning landscape images. Thanks so much for watching. Hope this helps, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.